Okay, we're ready to begin. Well, not quite actually. Let's make this really, really safe by setting the intention as we start this that all of these traumatized parts that you've worked so hard to protect are held in sacred space, we'll call it. So we're going to use Reiki. I'm going to send Reiki to you now. And it's like these golden hands of light are just going to take each part in your psyche that is broken, that is walled off, and we're just going to place this loving light around it, like a ball of loving light, these gentle Reiki hands around each part, with the intention of keeping it safe. We're not going to go into any of those parts. We're just going to create this loving buffer. Instead of a buffer of fear and avoidance, we're going to create this loving buffer with the intention that you will look at those when it's safe, when it's right for you, when you're working with a professional therapist or, fishing with your best friend, and you can finally talk about these things without this big charge, re-injuring that we're going to erase today, making it really difficult. So we're not forgetting about these things. We're not locking them off. We're just giving them a big energetic blanket, right? To contain them that way. And when they're contained like that, then you can invite your mind to decompartmentalize, right? To open up the doors and talk about what's going on so that those parts can actually get the healing that they need. So that's our goal here. So let those parts make an agreement now with those parts that you're going to come back to them when it's safe, when it's the right time. And today we're just going to work on all that re-triggering stuff that makes it so hard for you to even look at those poor, forgotten, rejected parts, right? Okay. So now everything's safe and tucked away. And we're just going to start working away at these fields. And the first one is working around disassociation. So these re-triggerings around disassociated parts. So that's our focus. So you hold that intent. I'm going to hold that intent. Now as I sing to you, if you're not familiar with that woo-woo stuff, that, with energy healing, then it's going to be like, this lady's just singing this stupid love song at me and holding her hand, like, what the hell is that, right? I know it looks like that. But the technique that I'm using is actually based on thousands of years of healers observing and playing with different phenomena and figuring out how they work, right? So I've kind of done it in a different way. I'm combining what we know from psychology and science and the mind with these ancient healing techniques that Jesus used, right? The laying on of hands. That's what we're doing here. And it is not spiritual in nature, in the sense of it being separated from science or regular phenomena. It is simply a phenomena that is yet to be explored because scientists were so targeted by the church if they went in any area that was spiritual that they just kind of divided that, said, okay, we don't do anything that's spiritual, right? Which is ridiculous because people dying of what we didn't know were bacteria at the time, was said to be God's will, like it was spiritual, so when we discovered it was actually bacteria and not God, it was like, well, like what, so there's all these ways in which science and spirituality blur, but some practices like the laying on of hands just got really thrown out there. We don't touch what Jesus does, right? But the thing is, it's just a phenomena, and I challenge anybody out there that's skeptical to study this phenomena, to figure out a way to measure this phenomena, to put EEG caps on people and measure what their brain does after this is happened or during it. I challenge you to do that, right? That bring this phenomena, this spiritual phenomena, out of the closet, bring it back into just phenomena, and study it and come to understand it. So please understand that these exercises and the singing and all of that is just helping me stay in a really highly charged, loving state So the songs, I mean, the reason I'm smiling and happy is because I'm in a very good state, because I've done my Reiki Willow, I've thought about these loving things, right? And I'm in a loving state. And so I'm very, if you were measuring me and the energetic field that I'm creating, it's huge right now. It's beautiful. And it's affecting others, like in a kind of we don't know if it's magnetics, but there's some magnetic push and pull to the way in which this phenomena, this healing phenomena, works, where we exert some sort of force on each other and we're able to calm the person's heart down and help them to heal from immune issues. And all these things, these energetic mistakes, can be healed up using intention, focus, and generating a strong, loving field. So measure that, all right? And try to, if your mind just goes, this is ridiculous, say, yes, it is, and keep going. Okay, that's just the egoic mind, like, I feel stupid. Yes, you do, and I'm going to feel better, right? You just keep going and be with the phenomena. Just be with it. That's what I would recommend. And see what happens. If it doesn't help you, okay. But my evidence so far is that this is pretty powerful stuff. So let's do it. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to sing it to you. Try to stay open. Stay in your Reiki Willow. Think of beautiful things that make you have a strong, loving, energetic field. You're trying to engage your mind and your emotions, right? The two biggest generators in the body of electromagnetic energy, right? So you're thinking about things, you're imaging on things that make you happy, you're imagining that they're here in your heart, holding them there, letting that get all your hormones and all the things that cause what we call emotions to happen, right? All of that's happening, and it's creating this field that then you can focus and say, okay, this broken part over here, let's get that normalized. Let's get that wave happening normally. And it will shift. It does shift. The body does listen to all of these frequencies, all of these energies that are going back and forth. We can sense things outside of the body, right? That's the new piece to grab in your mind, that the body is an electromagnetic generator, and it's sensitive to all the fields all around it, and can recognize the hum of, a molecule of peanut butter that's over there. And if I have anaphylactic shock and that peanut butter's, even in the room, even though I'm not eating it, my body senses that. And in some cases, you can feel weakened simply because the peanut butter's in the room, right? Until you fix that abnormal allergic response that you're having. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a phenomena, all right? And so I just ask you to open up your mind to the phenomena and let it happen. All right, enough talking. Let's do this thing. Okay, so I'm going to sing about 10 verses of this song, and our focus is clearing matted layers of, re-traumatizing around disassociation. Okay. And for some people, what happens is those disassociated parts, if they feel safe enough, they'll literally knit together as we do this work. For others, you need to do the work a couple of times, right? And specifically call those parts to come together when you're ready, before they actually will do that. So in essence, the parts know when to come back, is what I'm trying to say. So if they feel like they want to come back, then just let them come back. If they don't come back, don't worry about it. They'll come back later when you're ready. Okay, so right now we're just getting rid of the mat layers. We're not going to go into the disassociated parts at all. All right, hands here. See yourself as tree. Here we go. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves song. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love, 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 love. People, this is our call to love each other and ourselves, for love loves all. Love loves all. Okay. Namaste. If you're ready, go on to the next video, which is focusing on releasing retriggering mats of pain around repressed memories. Okay. Namaste.